Yo, what's going on? Tucker here. Brand new video. Sasquatch came out this week. I'm using a new deck with Thanos. That has been my absolute favorite deck for Sasquatch. Let's go ahead, check it out. This right here is going to be the Sasquatch deck. The deck code will be down in the description below. We call it pay to win because it is a lot of Series 5 cards, okay? And that's kind of how it feels like to make Thanos work. You kind of have to have a lot of Series 5 cards at the moment. You just can't do it with your typical stuff, which is really weird, but it actually showcases why Thanos has been kind of, nerfed the way he has, and we might have some potential changes in the future. Who knows? But anywho, let's go ahead and break each card down individually. So starting out first and foremost, we do have Psylocke over here. Psylocke is going to be one of our engine cards in order to cheat out one of our 6 drops earlier, or potentially even cheat out Sasquatch earlier. You're using this card normally if you don't have your Hope Summers or with Hope Summers to have a bigger turn 6 play, or just be able to get some of your big cards out early. That's her main purpose in this list. And I honestly like her. You can kind of maybe tech her out if you would like something else instead, but I'm liking her just to be able to get my big cards out early, so I can kind of set up my board so I can know what I'm going to be doing later on in the game, and my opponent can't really Shang-Chi every single lane, We also have Jeff in here. Jeff is going to be one of our movement cards, probably our main movement card that we actually have in this list. A very flexible 2-drop. Of course, you can play this into any location, and you can move this one time to whatever location you like. Gets into Professor X lanes, kind of helps with that Professor X kind of situation. Very just flexible card and great 2-drop in our deck. Red Guardian. We don't really have a whole lot of tech in this list, but Red Guardian is going to be our main tech card, able to disable some of our opponent's enablers, be able to hit a potential Iron Man if you're playing against Tribunal, be able to hit a Mobius if you're trying to be able to play out your Mockingbird or your Sasquatch as well. Kind of helps you get that value, and it's a very just like crazy card you can use against your opponent to make it so they can't really set up their combos later on in the game. Next, we have Kyera. Like I said, we are running a lot of 6-drops, and if Shang-Chi is becoming more relevant again, we have Kyera to protect all of our 6-drops from Shang-Chi, so we don't have to worry about that. All of our 6-drops in this list are 10 power or more, so having Kyera in there also protects you from a Cannonball. Cannonball cannot destroy your cards if they are, you've clawed yourself, and it protects you from stones if you're trying to do more of like a stone setup to get your Thanos to, get his 20 power with an ongoing Power Stone. That's why you have Kyera in this list potentially too. We have Hope Summers, another ramp card. You do have to play onto Hope Summers, which is another reason why we have Jeff in this list to be able to play on Hope Summers. Get off of Hope Summers so you don't completely clog yourself in that way. But it's another just great ramp card to be able to get your cards out early, maybe get a Sasquatch out early, potentially even, I've done in some instances you'll see in the gameplay, I've gotten a Sasquatch and Mockingbird out on the same turn before it's even like completely discounted by either of them. But that's why I'm like using Hope Summers in this list. We have Cull Obsidian. We're playing a bunch of 1-drops. We're playing with stones. Cull Obsidian gets value, great scar value as well because it has 10 power. This card is not protected by Kyera, so this can be Shang-Chi-able. So definitely keep that in mind. Shang-Chi-able or Cannonballable. Since it has over 10 power and can be destroyed, it does not get protected by that. You could maybe, if you wanted to, swap Jeff for armor if you were more worried about that, or even Psylocke for armor in that instance. But it's another just solid card for you to have in this list for scar value and potential blob value as well. Blink. If you're kind of just breaking, I know you're Thanos, you are drawing stones, but it feels a little bit differently drawing your stones now since Thanos starts in your hand on the furthest left side, kind of like Agatha. So you're using Blink to kind of get your top end, maybe throw a stone out and get a higher cost card, or potentially even throwing out like a Mockingbird for a higher cost card. Like, I don't know, whatever is like your better win con. Like, it's really just depends on whatever's like better for your win con in that situation. It's more of a situational card instead of a you have to play Blink kind of list. So that's like what's great about Thanos anyways, because you have so many different lines you can play depending on how your draws are that game. Mockingbird. You have Mockingbird synergy with pretty much every single card in this list. Not every single card, but Mockingbird synergy with all the stones. The stones, you play 5 stones out, Mockingbird costs 0. Simple as that. You're not running any other tokens in this list, but you're using Mockingbird also as just like a great card to be able to play out on curve and something your opponent always has to be wary about because you're playing all these stones. This is more of a vertical power heavy list opposed to a tech Thanos list, and it's been really solid so far, especially with Blob. So we're talking about power heavy. Blob only, of course, can get up to 15 or more. There's a lot of instances where my Blob gets bigger than 15, to like an 18, a 19. At one point, it gets to a 24. So blobs in this list, of course, if you brick, you don't have all your brick cards on the board. You just play your blob down. Blob's big power. You have Kyera. Can't be destroyed. Can't be moved. Blob just wins you a lane by himself because there's a lot of just more like Clog and Professor X, Cannonball stuff opposed to a lot of vertical power at the moment. So if you're able to get ahead vertically against your opponent, it really enables you to kind of just solidify that lane and then just try and win another lane, which is also really valid. And then now we have Sasquatch. Sasquatch is the brand new Series 5 card that came out yesterday. It gets -1 cost for each card you played last turn. If you're playing a bunch of stones, you play 2 stones, Sasquatch costs 4. You play 3 stones on turn 3, Sasquatch costs 3. You play Psylocke and a stone on turn 2, which normally can't happen, or Psylocke and a stone on turn 3. Sasquatch is the brand new Series 5 card that came out yesterday. Gets -1 cost for each card you played last turn. You can use this in a bunch of instances to be able to get Sasquatch out early with the stones here in Thanos. You can even do some Thanos, like Psylocke situations, like you play 1 card in Psylocke. You can get, your Sasquatch out early as well. If you're playing your stones out too, you're going to be decreasing your Mockingbird, so you'll be able to have your Mockingbird and your Sasquatch kind of hand in hand in a way. So this allows you to kind of get either or out, or potentially both out on the same turn, depending on how your board's looking. It's another great Scar discount. Another great blob card if you don't have, your Sasquatch out or haven't played enough cards. Another good thing to get absorbed by blob. 10 power just feels actually solid right now. And the drawback of She-Hulk, you having to skip, energy to be able to play out She-Hulk for cheaper. This, you're just literally playing the game, and you can play out Sasquatch earlier. I really like that. I don't think it's a meta-breaking card, but I think it's a good card. I don't think it's a bad card by any means. All you have to do is play cards for this card to be usable, and I think we're already doing that anyways. We have Thanos. This is a Thanos list. We got all the stones to help with Mockingbird, to help with your Sasquatch, to help with your Cold Obsidian, to be able to blink out, to be able to draw the cards you need for later on. Thanos is kind of just not in the best spot right now, but it feels really solid in this list. You can get really sneaky, and there's so many different lines that I really like about the Thanos overall. So that's why we have this as the primary Sasquatch list, because I just feel it's super flexible, and you don't have to build for Sasquatch with this. It kind of just comes out naturally. And then you have Scar. You have a bunch of 10 powered cards in this list. You have your Cold Obsidian, you have your Sasquatch, you have your potential blob out early. This allows you to be able to get a cheaper Scar. If you get Cold Obsidian and you get Sasquatch out, Scar costs 2. And let's say you play this onto a Hope Summers lane. I mean, then you can play Scar and potentially another card. Maybe you're playing a Scar, a Mockingbird, and something else. Or you're playing a Scar and a blob. There's just so many different ways you can play around with Scar in this list. And it's another great card for blob to absorb because you're dropping a lot of power all over the board. It just feels super, super solid. But anywho, my friends, let's go ahead and we're going to jump into some gameplay from stream. If you guys would like to see some of this gameplay live, I do stream pretty much every single night. Pretty much Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. So I take Thursday nights off and Saturday nights off, day streams on Saturdays. So definitely check that out. We're going to have the link down in the description below. Also, if you stuck around this far, definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. But let's go ahead and jump into some gameplay. We're playing with some of the Sasquatchians. We're not playing this out just yet. Nebula, okay. Monster Island, really great for Scar, really great for Mockingbird. Oh, yeah. You can totally tell. Ravonna again, which means it's going to be a Ravonna over here. Probably, if I were to guess. That's so freaking funny. I'm going to go boom, boom, bop, and then we're going to be able to play both these cards out on this turn. Green Goblin. Wow. Wow, we're really about to get some freaking freedom. Freedom! And we don't even play out everything we need to play out here. So we swap that. Get the Xandar here. What's up, Buff? We are only playing Sasquatch today. Yes. Yes.
Oh, snap.
If I do this, I will do Cole, Mockingbird. No, I think we'll do this into this onto the right. We get another prof. Nebula goes up 2. They can play Jeff. I do this and this. And then we should be good. All right, I'm going to wait and see how it goes. Stream seems strong, but Shang-Chi, low-Q, equity, you played early. Yeah, I think I would probably watch gameplay and think about a lot of stuff beforehand as well. I think that is very smart. Very, very smart. Very, very, very smart. Huh. I mean, I don't see a world where we lose this. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. You have a great night. Blob gets to 7, 9, 11 power. Blob only gets to 11. So I think we still play Blob, because why not? Sweet. And we just handled a Clog player. We just handled a Clog Professor X player with Thanos. And actually got a lot of Sasquatch value. You said no one was born to play Thanos. That is true. That makes a lot more sense, Stefan. That does. Like, I wasn't playing. I literally was anti-Thanos during the meta and stuff. I try to be like more anti-meta decks and try and build our own stuff, but let's see. Don't need unless it demands it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that makes more sense. When the Mobius, we'd do bird out more frequently. That makes a lot more sense. These locations aren't great for us until we have Blob in hand. So we're just going to play Kyra onto Power Stone. We do need to turn this off for them not to get insane Sarah value or something like that. So we do. I mean, now we have to Reality Stone, right? Good gravy. Now we Reality Stone right, and we Time Stone left. Then we can play Sasquatch or Thanos. But, like, I mean, Kyra dies on Rickety Bridge. Mid does benefit them more. Like, in all full transparency. They haven't snapped or anything. They haven't played a single card. That is true. Vibranium doesn't die there. We throw Thanos out now. We have this to mess around with. They snapped on us. We have, like, a good hand still. Like, that's not an issue. Yeah, turn 4 Sarah, they snap. Vibranium Psylocke is actually huge. No, they Onslaught Sarah. Onslaught Sarah with the extra energy allows you to kind of go crazy, right? You have 7 energy final turn. Tribunal cost 4. Iron Man cost 3. You play them all onto the Sarah lane. So I Red Guardian now. Vibranium. Okay, Vibranium and... yeah, Vibranium and Psylocke middle.
Behold my mighty hand.
Okay. So. Onslaught on Iron Man with 12 is 24, 48. Iron Man cost 3. Mystique cost 1. They can't Tribunal, but they could Iron Lad. Iron Lad, Mystique, Iron Man. Right? No. The Iron Lad, Mystique. I think it's this, that. 48 divided by 3 is 18. We have 19.
I am.
Is it Iron Man, Mystique, Lat? Oh, gosh. Small?
I am Iron Man.
Thank goodness. We'll take that. We will take that.
Victory.
Sheesh. Oh. That was probably the luckiest roll. If that just turns into... This just turns into... I mean, that's still great with the Iron Man, but... Okay. No, it works, though. Blink Tussie's good. Yeah, if you look at... you click on the opponent's name, you look at Destroyed and Discarded. They probably didn't know if I had, like, a Reality Stone or something big, maybe. Let's do this. Change that. Change that. Yeah. Get some draws. Time Stone. Ninjas. Venom. Tempo Venom. Tempo Venom's kind of interesting. One, two, three, four. 4 destroys. Ninjas and my 3. So the death cost 4. So they play death out this turn. I go... Psylocke, Soulstone. I can't do all of them. I probably draw Power Stone here, so I'm doing this. This, that. I can't do all of them, unfortunately. But I think this is better. They don't have Tussie. But I play Power Stone. And Thanos. Power Stone and Thanos.
There's no strings on me. I am inevitable.
Okay, so they're playing KO's list.
Victory.
They're playing what KO used. It's the Blink Galactus, Ultron, Destroyer, all sorts of
Destiny
shenanigans.
will
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, this is like... I want to play this, but at the same time, we don't want to play this. And it runs Goliath. That is true. It does run Goliath as well. No, they're piloting this pretty good. They're playing out way better than our first opponent that played it. I think we hold Power Stone. Snap half your opponent's cards away, imagine. This is actually pretty interesting here for us. We have priority, so X23 actually doesn't work here, which is good for us. Wow. We're going to disable X23. They're going to play Electro. And then they're going to blink out Electro. Or Killmonger. That also works. Venom. I blink out the stone here. We get either Cole, Mockingbird, Scar, or Psylocke. Like, we get some really good rolls here, in all seriousness. Let's do that. Or we get the stone, more stones. Death. We low rolled so hard. Ultron to left gets him to 12. 8 middle. Goliath wins. Also 8 here. We lose to Ultron. We lose to... No, we tie Ultron. And then it's 8. We have to high roll a blob here. Or we do... This beats Ultron. Tie, we lose... I mean, we have to, like, high roll a blob. Yeah. Okay.
Victory.
Okay. We actually got like our peak freaking blob there. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys once again stuck around to the end, just definitely feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been real. Tucker out.